Let's talk about the 7 things that you can be doing today to start increasing your Amazon profits. But first, if you're new here, I'm Cassandra and I'm a full-time Amazon seller. This channel is the place to be for all things Amazon selling related. So if you're into that type of content, please consider subscribing to my channel because it means a lot to me. All right, let's waste no time. The first way that you can be increasing your Amazon profits is by using Cashback. This is quite simply the easiest way to increase your profits because you're going to get money back on the purchases that you're making. All you have to do is set up a free Rakuten account. And then as you can see, you'll come down to the stores and it will show you the percentage of cashback that you're going to get on your purchases. And this is always changing and varying. One day it might be 3% somewhere, then it might drop down to 1%, but then it can go up really high, like 15 to 20% cash back. But what you have to do is make sure that your Rakuten is activated when you check out, because this has happened to me a couple of times. I did not activate my Rakuten at checkout, and then I did not get my cash back. And even though it's probably not a ton based on the purchase, it still really adds up. So when I don't have it activated, it ruins my day. So you'll always want to come up here to where your little puzzle piece is, and then you'll scroll down and find your Rakuten and enable it on the website to make sure you're getting your cash back. I also use this one down here, Top Cashback, and both of these are just free extensions that you can download onto Chrome. And a lot of the time, Top Cashback actually has a higher percentage than Rakuten, but it's super easy. You link it to your PayPal and then it just disperses the money ever so often as you earn it. Another way you can take advantage of cashback is by using credit cards. Find yourself a good credit card that has cash back based on the amount that you're spending, because all credit cards are different. Some of them will give you advantages for traveling, some of them for hotels, and some of them will be cash back. So if you're buying a lot, then make sure that the advantages of that credit card is going to be cash back on your purchases. The second way to increase your Amazon profits, specifically if you're doing online arbitrage, is by using coupon codes. This one is just as easy as getting your cash back. Watch what happens when I click the cart and go to my checkout. All of my coupon code extensions will just pop right up here. And honestly, Coupon Birds has been the best one for me. All I need to do is click apply codes, and then any codes that it has in the database for this website, it's going to just automatically try and apply each one to see where it can give me savings. So you can see here that it's on the first one and that it has 7 codes that it's going to test out and see if it can save me any money. This saves me not only a lot of money, but a lot of time because I don't have to scour the internet and try to see if Walgreens has any applicable codes for my purchase. If there's a code that's available, Coupon Birds is going to find it and just apply it for me. The third way to increase your profits is by using repricing software. Repricing your products on Amazon is just part of the game. And if you're not doing it, then you're probably missing out on a lot of sales. So if you first checked all the data on the product and $15 seemed to be a good competitive price, it's not good to just leave it at $15 and not look at it again. You should be checking in on your inventory pretty much daily just to see what's happening with the buy box because things fluctuate. If your price is too low, then you might devalue the market. But if your price is too high, then the consumers might start looking elsewhere. So you always want to go back in and look at your active listings to see what's happening with the buy box and where you need to reprice it. I do this all the time, and I was doing it a lot so just manually, just going in without any software and adjusting my price. If I had a product that I wasn't making any sales on, and maybe I had it listed for $15, I would check and see what the buy box is at and then lower it or maybe even up it a little bit. Typically though, it is lowering it that will get me the sale. Now, I don't always go so low to be the lowest seller, but just readjusting it and tweaking things can really help with your sales. So if I had it at $15, I might lower it to $14.90 just to see what happens and keep checking in and tweaking it. But if you don't want to do this tedious task of manually repricing your items, then you can invest in some software that does it for you. For example, the first one here is Be Cool. Basically, what these softwares all do, no matter which one you sign up for, is there's artificial intelligence where you get to set up the different rules and parameters that you want. So it knows what not to go below or above when it's repricing for you. But it makes it so that you're super competitive for the buy buy box, and all of these softwares claim to capture the buy box more for you than if you were just manually doing it yourself. But as you can see here, you will pay to get this artificial intelligence service. Yes, it's saving you a lot and it will add up to more sales, which is going to increase your profits. But right here, the plan that you most likely would want to go with, it's repricing as fast as Amazon will allow, checking in on the competitors all the time, would cost you $100 a month. But you can also get a 14-day free trial first before you decide to commit to that. Aura is essentially the same thing as Be Cool. You're going to set up your rules, set up your parameters, and it's going to be adjusting those prices for you to help you to capture the buy box more often. But again, as you can see here, you will be paying, if you do an annual plan, $77 a month. And Aura can do up to 50,000 listings for you. So that is a lot of listings that it can be repricing all at the same time, simultaneously checking in on the competitors, checking in on the buy box, and lowering and upping your price to try to get you the buy box more often. And then another one here for you that you can check out, inform.co. Same concept, there's algorithmic repricing strategies, but this one isn't as well known, so it's about half the price, $49 a month. So if you're at the point in your business where you don't want to be repricing manually, you have enough ASINs where it's just taking too much time away from you, I would definitely consider checking out these 3 different softwares. And again, they all come with free trials, so check out the free trials first, see which one you like more, and by using these repricers, you should definitely increase your profits. The 4th way to increase your profits is by finding distributors and wholesale suppliers that sell the brands of types of products you like selling on Amazon. Working with wholesale suppliers directly or with the distributors who sell those brands is definitely a great way to increase your profits because the price you're going to pay per unit is going to be significantly less. If you're getting these products off the shelves at Target or Walmart, there are middlemen that the products have to go through when they go from the wholesaler or manufacturer to get to Walmart. So each of these middlemen need a cut of that money. And by eliminating them completely and having the products go from A to B, which is you, the seller, you're going to get a cheaper price, especially because you're typically buying these products in bulk. And one way that I'm able to find wholesale suppliers and distributors is by coming here to Profit Guru and going to the Brands tab. I do have videos of me using this feature, Profit Guru, on the channel already, so you can check those out. I won't waste your time with that. But basically, all that I do is set some filters here to make sure that I'm finding brands that have a lot of products that they're selling on Amazon. And then I reach out to them, give them all my business information, my reseller certificate, my LLC information, and try to open up accounts with them. Then what happens is, rather than them sending the products to Walmart and me buying them from Walmart, I cut all that out and they send the product to me directly at a very cheaper price. So doing some wholesale here and there where you find products that are selling really well and the brand isn't too big of a name, because if it's too big of a name, they're probably not going to want to work with you, especially if you're not a brick and mortar and have an actual place of business. If you're just reselling online, you'll probably have to look for these brands that are selling good on Amazon. They have a lot of products, but they're not too popular. But this is a great way to increase your profits because you're paying less for the products themselves. The 5th way to increase your profits is by holding your price. A lot of sellers like to play the penny game. They think that you have to be the very minimum of the price in order to win the buy box. And that is not the case. You don't have to have the lowest price to win the buy box. Plus, once sellers get into this mindset where they just want to compete with other sellers and they just keep lowering and lowering the price, eventually that listing is going to be no good. So stop playing this game. Even if a seller does come onto the listing and tank the price down, just hold strong. That does not mean you have to follow suit and lower your price as well. Check their stock because chances are they probably don't have a lot of stock and they're not going to do a replen and keep putting in more stock. So let them sell out, let the buy box come back up so that you can still make a profit on it. Don't play that lowering game and don't think that you have to have the lowest price to win the sale. Hold strong on your price so that your profits are still there. The 6th way to maximize your profits is to make sure that you don't have too many subscriptions that you don't really need to have. There are a lot of Amazon softwares out there, and you're already going to be paying $39.99 a month to have your professional seller account. So once you start stacking on all of these different subscriptions on top of it, that's easily going to add up. I had a friend who was selling on Amazon doing arbitrage, and he was doing a lot in sales, But after he took out all of the Amazon fees, his cost of his goods, and then the different software, he wasn't making any money in the end. So if you have too many subscriptions that aren't really paying off for you and that you don't really need, it's going to eat into your profits. So here's the ones that I personally use every single month and pay the money to subscribe to. The first one being Profit Guru, because I can do a lot here. If you're familiar with my channel, then you know I kind of dabble in all of the different selling models. And with Profit Guru, I'm able to do the research that I need to do no matter which model I'm trying to research on that day. And to be honest, how many other softwares do you know where you can get all of the features that Profit Guru has for only $29 a month? So to have the product database, all the calculators, the brand database, everything that you can do for only $29, that's really not going to be eating into your profits. The next software that you definitely should be subscribing to and paying that monthly fee is Keepa. There is so much in the data that you can't just see with the naked eye when you look at a listing on Amazon. You really need to see the back end things, the historical data, how the price has fluctuated, how the competition has fluctuated, what the sales per month looks like, how many drops it has. And you can't see any of this unless you have Keepa. So I definitely would recommend to invest in this one as well. Now, if you don't have a lot of sales for the month and you're just kind of starting into things, you might not want Seller Amp right off the bat, but this is one that I definitely use a lot, and you'll see in my videos throughout the channel how I use Seller Amp when it really comes to looking at the data. A lot of the aspects of it I can do on Profit Guru. This just does it for me faster while I'm looking at the listing. Then I go over to Profit Guru and put in the ASIN just to check the data and make sure everything cross-references and checks out. The next software that I think that you definitely need to have, it's called IP Alert. And if you just Google it, you can download the extension. It's going to pop up on any listing that the brand has issued IP violations before, so that you know not to jump onto this listing. And finally, the last software that I would say definitely invest in is right here called Inventory Lab. And with this is how I do all of my workflows, how I put in all of my products to list it into my Amazon inventory. Then I create my shipping plan. I pay for my shipping through here, print out my shipping label. So everything is done right here very easily. And as you can see, you also get to track profitability. It's going to have a ton of different spreadsheets for you. Whereas in your Amazon seller account, it's kind of hard to find the data that you want when you're looking at profitability for the month and what's really going on. So I like Inventory Lab because it pulls up all of these different numbers for you. It keeps track of your inventory, what you've spent, what you've made, all of that good stuff. And before I get to the 7th way to increase your Amazon profits, make sure that you like this video and subscribe to my channel. I really do see you all, and I appreciate you all. Okay, the 7th way to really increase your profits is to make sure you have a full shipment before you send it off to the FBA warehouse. If you're just going to throw a few things into a box and send it out, you're probably going to pay around the same in shipping as if you were to really fill that box with small weight items. For example, the products that I sell, I like to sell things that are small, that are light, because the fees are just going to be less all around. You can't go over 50 pounds for your box. That's not allowed. But if I'm selling items that are just under a pound and I can fit 50 of those units in a box and pay maybe $15 in shipping, when you divide that $15 across those 50 items, that is really cheap for shipping. So you are going to maximize your profits by making sure that you have a full load before you box it up and send it off to the warehouse. All of these small little things, if you're doing them separately, it might not seem like a huge savings, but when you're doing them all together, then the savings really do add up. And you're going to be surprised at how much profit you end up making when you start doing these strategies. So I hope this was very helpful for you guys and that you can start increasing your profits by doing these 7 small things. As always, I'll catch you in the next video.